organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up on this Monday edition of Daily Iowan TV, multiple assaults rock downtown Iowa City. Plus, find out what student government is doing to combat racist comments on social media.
Iowa football snapped a 9-game Big Ten Conference winning streak on Saturday. Find out more on what went wrong for the Hawks coming up.
We've got all the day's top stories headed your way. Daily Iowan TV starts now. Good morning, Iowa City, and welcome to this Monday edition of Daily Iowan TV. I'm Nikki Crossway. UI police announced the second sexual assault of the semester has occurred in one of the East Campus dorms. Police received a sexual misconduct report between late at night on September 30th and early morning on October 1st. Police suspect the perpetrator may be someone who's familiar with the victim. This case happened just 2 days after the first sexual assault of the semester. The university stated, quote, "The only person responsible for sexual misconduct is the perpetrator. It is a violation of university policy to engage in sexual activities without clear consent from your partner. Someone incapacitated due to alcohol or drugs cannot consent to sexual activity." Yesterday afternoon, a Hawk Alert warned UI students about a man carrying a knife during an argument near John's Grocery Market. Iowa City police identified him as 44-year-old Michael K. Phelps. Police reported that Phelps involved 3 people when he was near East Market Street. He was seen pulling a knife while threatening one of the alleged victims. He was then seen later near Burge Hall harassing a woman before 2 other men intervened. It is unknown if a knife was involved in the second incident. Phelps has been taken into custody and is facing multiple assault charges. Has the semester got you feeling stressed yet? Well, the Delta Center, a research community on campus, held a symposium this Friday to find out what might be cause of students' stress. Daily Iowan's Molly Shen went to find out.
The center set up a symposium on Friday to look at the effect of stress on people's development because it is well known that stress can affect student behavior, grade, and physical health. They want to set up a symposium where multiple researchers doing work on that area with different focus can come together and they could help each other have insight into some micronized stress work. Some way they could provide stress have negative effect on students.
And I hope it will give students then insight into all the different areas that they go on to work in or to study in. They can bring a little bit of that learning to bear on their focus.
Professor Stacy Doran spoke on the event about the effects of mental stress on children.
People before they become parents. So high school kids need to know about brain development. They need to understand that kids don't have a normal sleep-wake cycle and that it's okay and that you're going to have somebody help you in the middle of the night because it's not easy to be sleep deprived.
Professor Stacy also thinks the symposium is a great opportunity to provide resources for the training by using biology and data to support mental stress. Stress affects people biologically and behavior development. The lecture held by Delta Center talks about the study with infants and mom. Delta, as an enriched history research community, focus on the healthy and education in society today. They provide rich data and resources to help students know themselves and what the stress is. Molly Shen, Daily Iowan TV.
One thing that definitely doesn't have me stressed has been the great fall weather we've been seeing this past week. For more, we've got our own weather expert, Becca Scadden, standing by in the weather studio. Becca?
That's right, Nikki. It's been really nice the past couple of weeks, but it's looking like we've got some warmer temperatures this week than you've been seeing the past few days. Today we're looking at temperatures around 72 degrees as we begin the day. Moving into the night, temperatures will drop to around 64 degrees with cloudy skies. Tomorrow morning, we will also be off to a cooler start with temperatures around 63 degrees and partly cloudy skies. Now let's take a look at the rest of the week. Wednesday, we're looking at temperatures around the low 70s for most of the day with a 50% chance of thunderstorms. Temperatures warm up Thursday with a high of 78 degrees, but look out for a 60% chance of thunderstorms. Friday, temperatures take a dip, staying in the 50s for most of the day. with sunny skies. Saturday, temperatures will stay in the 50s with sunny skies. That's all I have for you in the weather studio. Nikki, back to you.
Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump has declared a $916 million loss on his income tax returns from 1995, according to an article from the New York Times. The large tax deduction may have allowed Trump to avoid paying federal income taxes for 18 years. The Trump campaign responded to the New York Times report by saying that the tax document was obtained illegally and accused them of working alongside Democratic opponent Hillary Clinton. Although Trump has decided to release his tax records, his taxes are currently under a federal audit. The Trump campaign released in a statement, "Mr. Trump is a highly skilled businessman who has a fiduciary responsibility to his business, his family, and his employees to pay no more tax than legally required." That being said, Mr. Trump has paid hundreds of millions of dollars in property taxes and federal taxes, along with very substantial charitable contributions. Student government is taking action against racist comments that have been littering a certain social media app. Daily Iowan TV's Chris Cervantes has more on the issue.
When it comes to a college campus, social media use is a second environment for the many students. However, it looks like some platforms are being used in an irresponsible manner. It seems as if the students at the University of Iowa are abusing the popular app Yik Yak in order to spread hate speech and racial slurs, an act that many hold in contempt.
I think it's a very cowardly thing to do, to get behind a keyboard and, say mean things anonymously about somebody else. I think if it's something that needs to be said, you should, say it to them in person, or, if it's something that doesn't need to be said, if it's just meaningless hate, it shouldn't be said at all.
Yeah, I know, Yik Yak is it's anonymous, that's how you use it, so, I think it's pretty terrible. People just they think they can say whatever they want just because their name is attached to it.
It should be noted that the University of Iowa is considered to be one of the worst schools when it comes to free speech. The question remains, how do we protect students without trampling on the right of free speech?
The University of Iowa student government, we encourage free speech. We encourage people to state their opinions. We encourage people to, think what they say, say what they think, except when it's very negative and when it harms people and when it harms and is directed towards groups of people. If something on Yik Yak gets downvoted 5 times, it goes away forever. So that is one of the main factors in this campaign, is that if everyone just downvotes all the hateful comments, then they go away and they don't spread.
Whether or not these comments on Yik Yak will pertain to be a problem throughout this year remains to be seen. Reporting from the University of Iowa, this is Chris Cervantes, Daily Iowan TV.
It was a gloomy day at Kinnick Stadium this weekend. For more on the Hawkeyes' loss this homecoming, we'll toss it over to Taylor Brooks in the sports studio.
Thanks, Nikki. Yeah, we had to use a trash bag to cover the camera. Was not a fun day. The 38-31 loss to Northwestern was not pretty either, but a few individual players did step up. Desmond King recorded 2 season-high punt returns for 32 yards each. Rylan McCarron had 8 receptions, 78 receiving yards, as well as a 54-yard kickoff return. And Josie Jewell had a career-high 16 tackles. But as for the team, they just couldn't quite step up together.
We didn't play well enough. We didn't coach well enough. Northwestern, did a better job.
Northwestern made their presence known early in the game Saturday with a short run for a touchdown to take the first lead. And it was clear the Iowa offense was struggling. But then Iowa pulled a trick play that turned Beathard into a punter, and they stopped the ball on the 1-yard line. A quick 3-and-out for the Wildcats and a 32-yard punt return from Desmond King brought Iowa into the red zone, allowing Wadley to run it in to tie things up. Shortly after, a Northwestern field goal ended the first quarter. Northwestern quickly scored again early in the second, and Iowa continued to fail to convert on third downs. But shortly before halftime, Wadley had another short run to score, and a 15-yard pass to Rylan McCarron in the end zone allowed Iowa to take the lead 21-17 going into halftime.
And after the half, things seemed to be looking up for the Hawks when they took a 24-17 lead following a field goal. But after a few penalties, the Hawks seemed to lose their momentum. And as the rain picked up, so did Northwestern's offense.
3 touchdowns in a row for Northwestern made the score 38-24. LaShawn Daniels ran the ball in for Iowa's final touchdown of the day. The Hawks losing by 7.
A lot of our issues right now are things that we've got to try to get cleaned up a little bit. Third down, obviously, stopping the run. And the biggest thing is just playing cleaner and more efficient. And those little mistakes, those little errors tend to put us in a position that make it really difficult to have success, and those are the things that we've got to really do a better job of.
This team is capable of so much more. We just need to start showing it on Saturday.
Reporting from inside Kinnick Stadium, this is Katie Sextro for Daily Iowan TV Sports.
Turning more towards the negative aspect of the game Saturday, Mary Kay Harrian takes us through what happened to the offense and the defense.
Northwestern scored just 3 minutes into the first quarter. From there on out, the Wildcats took control of the game, leaving the Hawkeyes to question and look into what went wrong for their team.
Knowing your assignment, just little things like that, making sure you do your job, and then collectively as a unit we'll be better as a team. And we're close. We're really close, and we did some really good things today. But we also gave up too many big plays and critical errors.
I don't know if it was one certain thing. We just need to be more detailed, fit our gaps better, and be able to understand how to, fill the run.
When we're doing well, we'll string together, 12, 14 play drives, and we're not doing that. It's really obvious. So, I don't know. I think we just need to be more consistent.
As the Hawkeyes are now 3-2 with 2 straight losses at home, they have to start to prepare for their next Big Ten game against Minnesota. So what is next for the team, and how are they going to move on from this loss to Northwestern?
We just got to get back on the horse, learn from our mistakes, just be critical about yourself, and just try to get better. And we just got to get back Sunday, watch the film and critique, and get back to practice on Monday.
Just focusing on the little things and really just doing your job. We need, as individuals, need to focus on doing our jobs and the nuances of our job. And then things, they'll come along.
Just, understanding why we lost this game, how we lost it, and, trying to make ourselves better through this week on watching the game tape.
The Hawkeyes now have 1 week to try and fix the little things they did not execute on Saturday before traveling to Minneapolis to take on their next Big Ten opponent. Reporting from Kinnick Stadium, this has been Mary Kay Harrian, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
The vibe post-game from everyone was honestly just pure disappointment. I think that they're almost there with fixing those little mistakes as they will head to Minnesota on Saturday. While the women's soccer team is back on their feet after their first Big Ten win this weekend against Purdue. Liv Corbett has more.
The Iowa women's soccer team took the field with nothing but confidence and drive to get their first Big Ten win against Purdue. With an early goal in the first half by Devin Burns, the momentum only grew stronger, and the Hawkeye defense held the Boilermakers at 0 to end the game with a shutout.
It was really important to come on as hard as we could, especially against a team like this. They were fighting really hard. We knew they were going to play really hard against us, so we knew that getting that early goal was really important.
We knew it was going to be a hard-fought game. Purdue's a very blue-collar team, and it was going to go all the way to the end, so that was a good start for us.
As the Hawkeyes continue Big Ten play, Coach Tiani and the team have high hopes that this could possibly be the start to a new win streak.
It's got to have a positive effect for us. I thought we've played some good soccer throughout the first 4 games, and it's just not been consistent.
Purdue pushed forward towards the end of the game, but goalkeeper Claire Graves was up to the challenge with 5 saves in the second half. After the win, Coach Tiani started to see a little bit of growth in his team.
And we kind of bent and we didn't break, and we took their best shot and looked around and we're like, we're okay, and grew up a little bit as a team today, and I was really proud of our kids.
Reporting outside of the Iowa Soccer Complex, this has been Olivia Corbett with Daily Iowan TV Sports.
The team is looking to carry their momentum into Minneapolis as they take on Minnesota this Thursday. Iowa volleyball also came away with their second Big Ten win in a row at Northwestern on Saturday. Iowa field hockey was in action as well, taking the W against Indiana on Friday, but falling to number 7 Louisville on Sunday 2-0. Nikki, back to you.
That's all we have for you this morning on Daily Iowan TV. Be sure to check out our website, dailyiowan.com, for more of the biggest stories. And tune in every day at 8:30 a.m. For Daily Iowan TV, I'm Nikki Crossway. Have a great day, Iowa City.
The Daily Iowan is now on TV, online, and in your pocket. If it happens, it's news to us.